Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm JP, and my friends call me Jeeps. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. It's, 2 o'clock on this Saturday afternoon, the 7th of March, 2026. And I'll be playing some Le Mans Ultimate Online. Currently, I am in a hosted practice server. So let's go and practice. I have kind of two setups here. I don't know which one I prefer. And yes, I do have a cat on my lap, which is not going to facilitate things. But I raced here with Justin this week and got a couple of pointers. So let's start slow and see. Okay, we do have warmers. So I need a better way to take that corner. Already fallen asleep on the leg. Okay, downshifts to third. A little bit too much power here. Might need to. Ooh, a lot of Lambos on the trial here. Okay, it's really hard to downshift all the way to first here. Yeah, I need to find a different way to grab that one. Ooh, so he just let himself slide up. Okay.
time 207.16.
Yeah, I need to figure that one out. And that one too, for that matter. A lot of these I need to figure out.
Lap 207.44.
Okay, I really do need to break the dead center of that.
That time was a 204.45.
Okay, need to come down to stay in second here, maybe. Brake here in the center. Slowly accelerate. for this one. Stay in second. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Shift again. Shift. Down shift. Oh, not much of a lap savings there.
04.39.
Yeah, I forgot that you do go to fifth and back down to third. Down to first for this one around. Back down to third. Through second. Up to third. Down to second. Third. Second. Going the long way around. I forgot to stay in fourth here, but that's okay. Down to third. Up to fourth. Down to second.
That time was a 204.12. lap 2:05.42.
All around. I was a bit wrong here. Should be in fourth. This is where we downshifted to third. Fantastic. The next one won't count because I was avoiding the car that was spun out. Pushed too soon on the accelerator. Third. Going the long way around. Okay, let's try this in second. Dang it. Okay, Let's get back into the groove. Too much there. Keep it smooth. Into third gear for this little bit. Close.
Lap 2:08.43.
Keep my foot on the brake a little bit longer. On to third. And first. Kind of hate it when you want to downshift and it doesn't. Sometimes I forget where I am on the track. I end up in the wrong gear.
Lap 2:05.35. Lap 206.01. Time 206.31.
And my tires are way too warm in front. I'll have to check that out.
Lap 204.50.
Okay. Okay, let's go and check this. While we do that, I'll set up a smoke screen. It's a Saturday chill afternoon, folks. Okay. Let me check my cables here, because keyboard's been acting up for me for a week now, and I don't exactly know what's going on. It's not like I've got many USB cables, so okay. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see how this behaves differently. That's a lot of rear wing. It's also a Coach Dave's setup. Okay. It's very windy and rainy here today. And unfortunately in the winter when it's raining, it makes ice rain.
That time was a 2:04.75.
Okay. I think the difference is mostly related to the fuel load.
Lap 2:03.89.
Justin Slim Friesen says, hey hey.
Hey Justin, how are you this afternoon?
Justin Slim Friesen says, good, and you?
I am good, actually. The 1 in a million times that I don't stream and just decide to go in and go for a race. I had a lovely race. And now I'm just practicing the little bits that you showed me the other day here on this track.
That time
Justin
was a
Slim Friesen says, Murphy's Law.
2:04.01.
LOL.
Well, not really. I actually hopped in because I was going to work on your livery. Not that it would take so long to do it. And it was a 30-minute race on Fuji. So I figured, okay, let's try my setups for that track. And well, Practice was over, qualifying was over, the race was starting. I'm like, okay, let's go for it. A lot of fights. A lot of fights. A lot of three-way and four-way into the corners. Stay away from anybody that has a Red Bull livery. That's all I'll say. Whoops. Ah, it's over.
Justin Slim Friesen says. Nice. Sounds like fun.
Well, yes, because sometimes you're like, you know what? Maybe these three in front of me will take each other out. And then one corner comes around and they decide to all three of them synchronize, sliding away. Ooh, I didn't even know I forgot about the camera here. Okay, well, time for a smoke break. I'm still trying to figure out why my keyboard and stuff is intermittent. And I think it's been happening ever since I got onto this new PC here, so I checked all the USB because I do have a what you call it, a long cable, then I have a USB hub that's powered. And it's never given me any issues. I got the keyboard, mouse, and wheelbase connected to it. But now, ever since I switched these PCs, I can't type anymore. Half the letters won't work, and then all of a sudden it'll put down like 10 of the same letters. It's kind of infuriating. Okay, anything interesting here? No. Practice. Yeah, I do need to find a setup for this. Bahrain? No. Spa? Okay, well. Okay, let's work on that livery then. It'll take me 2 minutes. It's going to take me longer to set up the software. Open up Photoshop. Oh, coffee's good. It's a rainy day here, so I'm happy that it's mild, but it's ice rain. So when I went out for a walk with the cats today, they were slipping and sliding all over the place. And they got claws, and they're still sliding all over the place. Okay, where is... What? Has it been that long since I worked on... Really? Okay. Seems I'm gonna have to go and find the McLaren's livery. Seems I haven't worked on the McLaren in over a week, which is surprising. And then I guess not so much. Now I don't even know if I'm opening up the right file. Oh, it's a long one. It's a big one. Might be that one. It is that one. Okay. Actually, I should probably go into liveries, right? This is gonna look like crap. I don't know what I was working on last, but oh, probably the 488. Yeah, that's why it's gonna look like crap. Okay. Uh, where's the orange? Okay, how about I just go here, grab this, grab that. Whoops, wrong thing. Okay, I'm starting to think it's only in LMU that the keyboard doesn't respond. Okay, let's close that one up. Let's open this one up. Do I have a white layer? Hopefully I do. Oh, actually I don't. That's okay, we'll just add one. There we go. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, okay. Does that mean I need to go onto a green one and delete it? Would it be easier? Oh, that didn't do nothing. How about this one? Oh, there we go. That works. And this one for the fun of it. There we go. Do. So not a big change, but it just adds a couple of white streaks in the rear there. So it looks shiny. Yeah, see, it doesn't change much, does it? But okay, that's done. It doesn't take long to do this. Not to do it is just a sign of laziness. Okay, bum bum. Where's the TGA file? I got so much clutter in my folder now. Okay, let's add to archive, I guess. We're gonna call it. Just then V2. There we go. Okay. Do that. No, don't hide it. Don't hide it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, it went here, okay. Do. Oh, I watched the interview. It was a British interview of the, or was it an Australian interview of Pierre? I watched it, but it's just Pierre saying what he's always been saying. Okay, here it is. There we go. Let's send it. There you go. It's done. Hopefully you still have the other file. Hopefully you haven't been playing around, unless you did the Lambo. So you might need to go and get the region from the original file I sent you. I should have probably sent both of them to you, but that's the only one that changed. Okay, let's close Photoshop.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I'm sure I'll find it.
Oh, so you did do the Lambo afterwards? Okay, practice, 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 race. Norwegian racing in the Americas. That sounds interesting. What did I just do? Oh, I did Lucille. Okay, that's what I did. And actually, I'm a little bit confused here. Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, because my tires were overheating and I wanted to change that and I forgot. And then the server ended. So before I forget, because they were really overheating. I wish we could just go into car setups from the main menu. Because if you're on another track and you save it, it won't save it to the proper folder. So I kind of wish that it would do that. Unlimited tires. We only see that in the solo mode. I wonder if we can actually change it in the servers. Because by default they give you like 100. Can we put like 1,000? Or 1,000,000? Just to make people go bonkers. Okay, custom. Let's load this one. Close. Let's look at the brakes here. Yeah, I don't need that. Not for the front. They were like at 92 degrees. I don't need them to be that warm. Okay, set up and let's save it. That's the only thing I wanted to change about that setup. Other than that, it was pretty decent. Okay. Let's get out of here. I still need to find a stupid setup for Coda. Is Coda still up? Yes, it is. How long's left to it? Okay, half.
Puki2488 says, hey.
Hey, Pookie, how are yous today? Man, I think this is the track that I've been having the hardest time finding a setup for a car.
Pukey2488 says, lovely, how are you?
I am good, thank you for asking. Just chilling here on a Saturday afternoon, not exactly knowing what to do. Kind of bored. Now that's okay. When you got nothing to do, I don't know what this Coda V2 is. Let's load this one and let's compare it to this one. Because I think this is what I used the other day that I liked more.
Pukey2488 says, you play Rocket League question mark?
And no, I don't. The only game I play is Le Mans Ultimate. So not much of a change, not much of a change, not much of a change. Okay, let's try this then. Okay. And let's bring this to 50 so that we keep everything the same. Because basically, this is what Justin uses, and he's super fast. He'll say no compared to others, but compared to me, he's very fast. And he just uses CDA. Apart from a couple of traction control tweaks. Okay, we have tire warmers here. That's good. So, question mark, how does he do it?
Justin Slim Friesen says, lots of seed time over the years. LOL.
I believe that, but I mean, have you just gotten used to driving really crappy cars? Is that your secret? Kind of like Dale with the Corvette. Apparently the Corvette is the fastest car now.
Justin Slim Friesen says, no. Just an acceptance that he biggest impact on a car is the driver.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're driving a really crappy setup on a car, but the driver makes all the difference. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're really good at driving a crappy car. I'm just saying it because I mean, it's cornering, it's doing everything that the car is supposed to do. It just feels like my direct drive wheel was made with rubber bands, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't feel precise, it doesn't feel...
Justin Slim Friesen says, the setup is only with 1 second, tops. I'm not lying about that. Justin Slim Friesen says, LOL.
Lap 2:30.99.
Like, it feels like the suspension is made out of marshmallows, the steering wheel is pulled together with rubber bands. It doesn't feel connected, it doesn't feel precise, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. Like, I'm turning it, it's turning. The rear end is not going crazy.
Justin Slim Friesen says, fair enough.
Oh man, if I could do that turn every single time like that, I'd be bloody happy.
Time 2:12.92.
Oh, I was looking at my tracking, And my pedals,
Justin
whoops,
Slim Friesen says,
dang it.
I saw a Luke Whitehead video this morning where he ranked all the GT3s in LMU. He had the Maca as the third worst. LOL.
Really? Yeah, well, they changed the Maca quite a bit. I'm seeing it, it's not just the top speed. They actually changed a few things on it. And I don't know who Luke Whitehead is, so unfortunately, that's not much of a reference for me.
Pukey2488 says, I saw you are jetting Tay KS Pro.
I saw you jetting the KS Pro. What is that? What does that mean? So yeah, this morning I was looking at my tracking for the pedals, and the pedals are coming through UPS like I said, and the
Pukey2488 says, getting the KS Pro from Moza.
not yet. The KS Pro is just coming out mid-summer, that's why I ordered the pedals instead. So the pedals are coming via UPS, and the haptics are coming through USUN. And this morning I saw that UPS, they were delayed at the customs. And apparently I have to contact them, but when I click the link...
488 says, so that is getting damaged.
They were delayed at the customs, and it says to contact UPS, but I click on the link and it doesn't say anything except that either I need to pay the tariffs now or when I receive the package. I've got Amazon Prime, the delivery's free, why do I have to pay tariffs? And they don't say the amount either. Okay, this is where it'll make or break. Okay, I didn't lose too much time there. That wasn't a perfect turn either. So, I can't pay it now, but apparently I'll find out how much the tariffs will cost me. Apparently it's coming from China. I didn't know that we have tariffs on stuff from China. I think UPS is just trying...
488 says, BTW you have smoke screen on, I don't know if it is intentional.
No, it's not. So I don't know how much it's gonna be and how that's gonna work out, but I didn't know that we had tariffs from China now. I thought that our Prime Minister signed an MOU with China. I thought they were our new best friends. So why am I having tariffs from China now? I thought that was a Trump evil orange man policy thing. You don't like it. It's a practice. You don't like it when somebody's up your rear. I could deal with it. I was even polite enough to let you go by.
Puki2488 says, well, how long did it take to get shipped to the border?
Well, it's in China, the China clearance stuff. It's just supposed to arrive on March 17th to the 19th. But it's going through customs in China, and apparently I need to pay tariffs. And I bought it directly from the Simpsons store on Amazon. So in theory, you would think that they would already have a pedal set here in Canada to avoid tariffs, like they did with the States. That's why I hate UPS. UPS are just trying to grab money whenever they can from wherever they can. I don't know if I told you that, but a year or 2 years ago, well, whenever Trump started the tariff thing, my friend in the States in Tennessee sent me a gift. $50 gift, but it was still costing her like $100 to ship it to me, UPS. So UPS delivered it to me, and then a week later gave me a bill for $200 tariffs. So I'm not even buying something from a store. It's a friend that is sending me a gift. And it's costing like 4 times the price of the gift.
No, DHL is worse. The drivers drive like maniacs.
Well, UPS too, and Pure Later too. I mean, really. Ooh, that was fun. The car was a little bit happy there. What about version 1?
Puki2488 says, so I don't know what Puri later is. We have Slovak Post and Paketa.
I was really looking forward to those pedals, but I have a feeling that they're gonna send me a $400 tariffs, in which case it wouldn't be worth it to buy them. Okay, another Canadian. Michelin. We both did a little bit of synchronous swimming there. That was fun. Twice at the same corner now.
Q2488 says, both of you is crazy.
Yep. Okay. Then the one that I've been having the most success with is actually Silverstone Level 3. But actually that CDA is not bad. It just feels really bad.
Seagaming 6852 says, I got lucky to find your stream.
Hey there, Ace Gaming. Long time no see. What have you been up to?
Justin Slim Friesen says, the CDA is meant to be a safe, controllable setup.
Yeah, it's safe, it's controllable. It feels really disconnected from the pavement.
A Seagaming 6852 says, been busy, after I lost my father, I had to be the working man, DIY man, and focus on rebuilding my car for daily driving.
Bummer, sorry to hear, and my condolences. Hopefully things will turn around for the better for you.
Justin Slim Friesen says, sorry to hear. A Seagaming 6852 says, it all takes time, it happened end of January, so I've just been focusing on the important stuff.
true that. I know what that is. You know, I really hate motivational people that say, well, you can take it as a stepping stone or a stumbling stone. What people really need is a step ladder. Unfortunately, I've only got 3 minutes, so I'm not going to have time to...
A Seagaming 6852 says, I see it as a stage of life. Yeah, it sucks, but we gotta get up and push on through.
Indeed. This one's not faster, but it feels so much more connected. But I'm a lot slower for some reason. So I'm not going to have time to do what I wanted to do. With 2 minutes left.
That time was a 2:40.50.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I haven't sim raced in a long time, but I want to return to sim racing again and continue grinding my rating.
Well, grinding a rating is not why I sim race. I just like burning up some rubber on the pavement. Like to have some good races. I couldn't care less about all these rating stuff. I consider myself a very...
A Seagaming 6852 says, high rating gives you way better lobbies, which is more enjoyable.
Yeah, you would think that works that way, but that's not true. I just did a hosted earlier today. Had the most fun I had in a long time. And yesterday, I did a championship race. I was in split 2 of 3. All diamond drivers. And I was just minding my business. Some guy spun out, rejoined the track. I gave him like 2/3 of the track. He had plenty of room. Saw that I was coming up a lot faster up on him, and he just decided to turn the steering wheel and run into me, taking me out of the race. Lost the wing after 20 some minutes of racing.
15.43.
So the ratings mean nothing. Then you have to wait 2 hours to report them. And it's the weekend, so the stewards, if they decide to look at it, it won't be until Monday.
A Seagaming 6852 says, AHH, that sucks. I usually race in the LMDH class, which is 60 to 90 minutes.
So you can find idiots in any lobby. The ranking doesn't mean nothing. The only thing that the ranking changes is if you're in the first split and then you report people, then they might actually have a look at it. Otherwise, the stewards don't really care. And then if they do ban somebody, they'll ban him for 24 hours, so the guy just goes without playing for a day. It doesn't change anything. He might not even notice. If he plays 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, he might not even notice that he got banned for 24 hours.
A Seagaming 6852 says, well, I can say with a truthful heart, Rensport has the worst lobbies.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people have been comparing Rensport with Project Motor Racing, so it seems to be, a couple of steps below Le Mans Ultimate in iRacing, so.
A Seagaming 6852 says, yeah, because they both suck. Justin Slim Friesen says, LOL.
Is this server starting, or is this one just the one that I was in and it finished? Yeah, it finished. So one more time, I don't know how many minutes and did not finalize a setup for that. Hopefully within the hour here I can find a setup for this car on this track. I love this track. I remember having a lot of fun. Let's just try to figure something out.
A Seagaming 6852 says, Imola, one of my fave trick chase. A Seagaming 6852 says, tracks.
Okay, all I have is Imola test. Okay. Bummer.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I think your cam froze.
No, I'm just setting up a smoke screen here. I don't like to do it on camera. It's a nasty habit that's for 18 years of age and above. And YouTube doesn't like it when content creators do it on cam. Because I do have family-friendly ads to my streams, so... Okay, let's start off with CDA.
The Seagaming 6852 says, I have that habit too, but I'm 34 at least.
Yeah, well, I'm in my mid-50s, so... But still, I have family-friendly ads, and I don't want to have a 18-plus rating, because I'm not driving naked here. But if you do adult stuff online, then you kind of have to have that 18-plus. No, it's like drinking a beer, you can't do that and have Lego ads. So, okay, let's start with Dave's Academy's settings and work from there. So let's see this marshmallow suspension
A
and...
Seagaming 6852 says, used to play with a streamer that used to roll green stuff live on screen, but YouTube was way more chilled back then.
Well, was the streamer's channel monetized? And did he have like thousands of viewers? If so, then maybe that's what I need to do. Except I don't like that kind of stuff.
Seedming 6852 says, not yet, he was below 500 subs.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean, you know. Not only that, but then you get shadow banned. And you're wondering why your stuff isn't getting promoted. I mean, sometimes I forgot about the cam stuff, and they've sent me messages and all kinds of warnings and stuff, and so when people come in here and they're wondering why my channel is not more popular than it is, well, that's why. I used to get up in the morning, put on my house coat, start streaming. And back then I was just vaping. I hadn't restarted the cigarettes yet. It's only when I knew that I was going to lose the house that I started smoking again. But I would get up on my house coat and vape and eat and drink on camera, because I was used to streaming 12 hours a day. Didn't think much of it, didn't get any warnings or nothing, but today people are asking me, why isn't your channel more popular than it is? Well, that's why. It got flagged very early on. Like some days I would stream for, like I said, 12 hours and only had 1 or 2 viewers in a day.
6852 says, wish I could stream, but I don't have the personality or the social skills for that. I'm an introvert.
Well, to each their own. The thing is that, how can I say?
A Seagaming 6852 says, I rather do content like what you have seen, but I do it for fun. I'm not really committed to it.
Well, that's one thing, but the other thing is that you just need to be yourself, really. Like, there's a lot of other introverts out there, and if they like your content, they like your content, and then they come back to it. You don't have to be a personality and, you know, take everything over the top all the time. I mean, most people come to this stream because, okay, I'm chill. I'm not overreacting. I give my honest opinion about stuff. I'm just me, you know.
A Seagaming 6852 says, my channel picked up massively when I did content on Nitro Nation. Just basic tuning guides and stuff like that. My viewer count died when the game died.
Okay, well this guy's an idiot, just bumping into me for no reason. You want it to be famous on YouTube, I guess. Okay, well, I already know what I don't like about this setup. Okay. Too much fuel. Let's bring this to balance. Let's bring this to halfway. Let's bring this to...
Asegaming6852 says, I should update my game, then we do a race together just for the fun of it.
Yeah, well, I host races quite often. So, camber, not necessarily. Yeah, let's bring it to 95. I don't know how much my tires were warm there, but we'll see how that goes.
Asegaming6852 says, roll bars affects traction balance.
Packers, bring it down, bring it down. People never put Packers in the rear, but I'll put 2. Okay, let's go and try this out.
Asegaming6852 says, that Limbo is super slow.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind. But you'd think that the guy would have moved aside to let me know that he wanted me to pass him because he is slow. I have a feeling that he thinks that he's super fast.
Seagaming 6852 says, "It annoys me, if you're competitive, yes have a battle, but if you can't match the pace, just give way."
Well, it's a practice session, so there is no racing or nothing. Okay, well this setup I'm liking a lot more.
That time was a 1:48.96.
I think my tires will get a little bit toasty though. Have to keep an eye on that.
Seagaming 6852 says, "Oh yes, I got myself a custom-made handbrake running on Arduino too."
Okay, so I'm guessing you're also playing some rally games.
Lap 1:48.46.
Seagaming 6852 says, "Some rally games and drifting in Assetto Corsa."
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. Where did you get that custom-made Arduino handbrake? Did you build it yourself, or?
Seagaming6852 says, no, was ordered from an online store local to my country. It's basically a selling point for business owners. This guy imports them from the UK, CNC machined and all that.
Because I wanted to do a lot of things with the Arduinos, but I mean, I still might.
A Seagaming6852 says, I can send you a photo on Discord later.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't have any use for a handbrake, but maybe a button box and a throttle quadrant for sim flights. Flight sims. Yeah, my tires are just getting borderline toasty. But I'm liking this setup. Justin, you wanted to drift with your car? Try putting some packers on the rear suspension. You might not be fast, you might not be competitive, but I have a feeling that you'll be able to drift in the corners.
A Seagaming6852 says, think the voice bot broke.
Nope, the voice box is still functioning. I can still hear you guys.
A Seagaming6852 says, oh no, now it works.
Yeah, my temps are getting up there. Just on the limit. Yeah, my front tires have just gone over the limit.
Lap
A
148.49.
Seagaming6852 says, front tires might be cooked.
Yep, just a tad. Yeah, I'm really liking this setup. See, this is kind of what I wanted to try at Coda. Just never got the time to change the CDA setup.
A Seagaming 6852 says, you like a balanced setup?
No, I like a go-kart setup, if that makes any sense.
A Seagaming 6852 says, you want slip angle basically.
Bum, 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 bottom. Go back to this. Let's put new tires. And let's just open this up a tad. And let's save this.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I can't feel the rear in LMU, so slip angle seems dangerous to me. Every other game I want a bit though.
You can't feel the rear. Okay. You need haptics.
A Seagaming 6852 says, you can set TC on slip angle Justin Slim Friesen.
Yeah, but do you bring it up or do you bring it down?
Justin Slim Friesen says, I run high TC for slip always. A Seagaming 6852 says, bring it down makes the car slide more.
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah. But it's easy to lose and it becomes uncontrollable because you got too much horsepower. But try putting some packers on the rear.
Justin Slim Friesen says, like I said, if the rear starts to go in LMU, there's no saving it for me.
Well, that's why I say put some packers on the rear and see how that works for you.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I aim for about 7 to 10 degrees slip angle and run a near 50/50ths brake bias. A Seagaming 6852 says, makes me dangerous under braking.
Yeah, well, Justin often fights for first place, so making the car dangerous and unpredictable is not the way to go. That would be a costly wipeout.
Pukey 2488 says, dive bomb from 3 miles back. Justin Slim Friesen says, I run TC slip between 7 to 11 on the Maca, depending on track. 50 to 50 BB also. A Seagaming 6852 says, it's basically a trail brake and 5-bomb setup.
I definitely don't always run a brake bias of 50-50. It depends on the track, but on tracks where the rear has a tendency of flying off, I'll put a little bit more towards the rear.
A Seagaming 6852 says, trail braking is not meant to slow the car down, it's meant to turn the car in corners.
Well, that's all good if you can trail brake, which I can't. How much time is there left? 12 minutes? Oh, 26 minutes. Okay. Anybody watch the qualifications for the Grand Prix? Did you see what happened to Verstappen? Man, this year's cars are so dangerous. I wouldn't be surprised if...
Justin Slim Friesen says, yup.
I wouldn't be surprised if this year a pilot loses their life. Which would be really sad, but...
Justin Slim Friesen says, RB needs some work. LOL. A Seagaming 6852 says, I don't watch F1 anymore, became more political than anything. Pukey2488 says, about to be a wreck fest.
Yep, it's definitely heading that way.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I watch the N24, the V8 supercars and GT3 related races. Pukey2488 says, well, at least I hope Mercedes will have a good season. Justin Slim Friesen says, a Seagaming 6852, you're not wrong. But I just ignore all the political BS.
No, you're not wrong, and for the longest time I've been wanting them to make the cars smaller. I just hate this 50-50 battery thing, and it's what's causing so many issues.
A Seagaming 6852 says, Justin Slim Friesen, compared to 90s and early Y2K races, it's not the same anymore.
Well, they're heading back into
Justin
that.
Slim Friesen says, agreed.
This year is the year that they are moving towards that the most. Like year after year after year, they're getting away from that. And this year they're actually heading towards it once more. But that 50-50 electric power unit is really dangerous. I am not liking it. And that axle lockup is all electronics. It has nothing to do with... It's just bad. Honestly, if they're not gonna make F1's four-wheel drive, then I don't really see the need for electricity in those cars at all. We already have an electric Formula 1.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I don't like it either, Jeeps. But let's see how it goes. A Seagaming 6852 says, V10 era and regulations needs to return or the V12S.
Not even.
That time was a 1:49.43.
Not even. You can stay with a 1.6 V6 twin turbo and I would be just as happy.
Justin Slim Friesen says, that would be awesome, Ace. Pukey2488 says, yes, but Formula E is in our care with the boosts.
But yeah, we have Formula E, so why do we need so much batteries and stuff in F1?
52 says, the 80s turbo area cars, real death traps.
Well, this year is looking pretty much the same. When I saw that lockup on Verstappen, and it's the regular motor converting, switching to the electric motor, and it just locked up the rear axle, and somebody's gonna lose their life. If there had been other cars there, Wreckfest, it could have been really dangerous. And the vibrations, Aston Martin can't even drive their cars. They're gonna do 15 laps tomorrow and that's it.
Difference in a turbo beast and an electric F-up.
Alonso and Stroll can't even drive their cars. There's so much vibration out of it.
Pukey2488 says, Alonso is getting flashback from the GP2 engine. Justin Slim Friesen says, LOL.
But I like the smaller cars, and I also like the fact that the drivers can switch the aero front and rear wings on the fly. I don't care for the boost. I don't care for the pass and all that kind of crap. But having the pilots determine when they can have the wing up and down and have smaller cars is really neat. I'm not sure about the smaller tires though, because the tires are also narrower this year. I think they could have kept the wide tires and just kept the cars smaller overall. Ugh.
Puki2488 says, the Ferrari wing is something.
Well, it's not playing a big role so far. We'll have to see how it unfolds during the race.
A Siegening 6852 says, F1 used to be the pinnacle of science and technology, pushing boundaries with the world's best drivers. Now it's politics and rich kids.
Well, it's always been politics. That's why everybody liked Ayrton Senna, because he wasn't a rich kid. Woohoo! Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun, but something's gotta give.
A Siegening 6852 says, yes, but not as much. Senna was skilled but also a guy who ran people off the road. It benefits him.
Well, Schumacher did that. All the greats did that. Alan Prost was notorious for that. Nigel Mansell did it. They all did it. How many times Gilles Villeneuve got into scrapes?
Puki2488 says, I don't know, I would say only rich kid there is Stroll.
No, Leclerc. Dang, man. Leclerc.
A Siegening 6852 says, yes, they all did. Nelson, Lauda, Schumacher, Villeneuve, and Verstappen's dad, skilled but ran people off the road.
Yeah, Josh Verstappen. I mean, part of it is racing, so...
Puki2488 says, yet at least Leclerc won something and does not have a seat because of his dad owning the team. Justin Slim Friesen says, AHH yes. The good old days LOL.
Good old days.
Siegening 6852 says, I used to be a Mika fan and a Coulthard fan.
Yes, me too. David Coulthard, Mika Hakkinen.
Justin Slim Friesen says, good picks.
Another rich kid was Jacques Villeneuve. Gilles' son. I mean, I was happy for a Canadian to win it, and I was proud of the Villeneuve name, but I never liked Jacques. I never liked his character, I never liked his attitude.
A Seagaming 6852 says, it was Nelson that did the drift overtake on Lauda if I remember correctly. Justin Slim Friesen says, simmer down Jeeps. That's my guy LOL.
Okay.
Lap 147.80.
Okay, well this car is definitely slower, but damn, am I able to throw it.
A Seagaming 6852 says, let's not forget about Rubens Barrichello.
No, I didn't really like Rubens. He wasn't a bad driver, I just... I mean, those Ferrari years were not my favorite.
A Seagaming 6852 says, and Juan Pablo Montoya.
I was actually a little bit disappointed in Montoya. And it's funny because he was being a commentator this weekend.
Justin Slim Friesen says, my bro's dog is named Ruby. I always call her Rubens Barrichello. LOL. A Seagaming 6852 says, Mark Webber did disappoint me in the early 2000s. A Seagaming 6852 says, LOL.
Mark Webber. See, doesn't even ring a name or ring a bell. Somebody that came and went, and I have no recollection of.
Justin Slim Friesen says, he's not bad for a number 2. A Seagaming 6852 says, he stayed long in F1 but wasn't that competitive in my opinion. A Seagaming 6852 says, Alt Hawk I stopped watching in 2005.
I stopped watching when Schumi went to Ferrari from Benetton. So unfortunately, I wasn't there when Ayrton Senna died in a Williams. I'm like so used to him being in the McLaren with the Marlboro livery. Like, I heard it on the news, but I wasn't watching F1 back then. I had stopped.
A Seagaming 6852 says, Senna died on Imola, correct?
If I'm not mistaken,
Justin
yep.
Slim Friesen says, yup.
The beginning of the end for Williams.
A Seagaming 6852 says, just after his death they added the chicanes to Imola. Justin Slim Friesen says, wonder if LMU put the statue in the game. ACC did.
I don't remember seeing a statue.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I know AC Ivo has Misha as a photographer spectator on Nürburgring. Justin Slim Friesen says, can't see it from on track. Need to use free cam.
Time 150.38.
Puki2488 says, does LMU even have free cam? A Seagaming 6852 says, Misha came to my country last week to buy a Honda AMG. Justin Slim Friesen says, it does. But it sucks. LOL.
This is just a fun track to throw your car into corners. I'm not really good though, but it's still a lot of fun.
A Seagaming 6852 says, my country did have weird and special cars, LOL.
Ooh-wee. Okay, well, I like the default setup. But just removing a little bit tad of that rear wing really makes a big difference, so.
Justin Slim Friesen says, ACC even has the Gilles Villeneuve mural on one of the buildings at Imola. Kinda cool.
Really? I went to his museum in his hometown here in Quebec. Ah,
A Seagaming 6852 says, like the Honda AMG, we had Cortina pickup truck versions, we had BMW 333, and VW MK1 up to 2004.
a Cortina pickup truck. I'd like to see that. Mm.
A Seagaming 6852 says, I actually own one, can send photos now.
Really? Okay. Well, there's no races here. I was gonna do a quickie. I guess I'll do a couple of quickies tonight. I will host some servers and see who joins and who doesn't. Mostly a lot of people don't in the evenings, but it's too bad I got online and had such a great race. Maybe I could show some of the replay from it. Was it Fuji? Was it at 1 o'clock this afternoon? I guess it was. I had some good fights all the way to the end of the race. I like it. A lot of people that are like of my skill set did not
A
quit.
Seagaming 6852 says, it's sending now, it's a 3-liter V6.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, you sent them to me? You could have put it in the Discord, in the pictures. Ooh, carburetor. Love those. Yeah, that is a nice one. I'm guessing it's just rear-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive.
A Seagaming 6852 says, she's all original.
Yeah, she looks it. Mine wasn't all original.
A Seagaming 6852 says, rear wheel only.
Yeah, I put up pictures of my pickup and my motorcycle in Discord. That is a beauty. I love carburetor engines. Okay, we can even go twice the
Seagaming
speed here.
6852 says, I will go check it.
Mine wasn't all original. Mine was a little bit modified. Got into a couple of scrapes here and there. That was fun.
A Seagaming 6852 says, that like an olive green?
Yep. Yeah, it was one fight after another the entire race. I had a lot of fun in this one. You never know when you're going to get yourself a good race or a bad one, or... But yeah, there was a lot of aggressive drivers, but not too aggressive. Like, I scraped a lot of doors, but nothing major. All clean fun. The entire race. I don't often have these kinds of races. Usually I'm so slow that all the other slow drivers just rage quit, and all the good drivers are 50 seconds ahead of me, and I can never catch up to anything and never have any fun. Oh, Red Bull, we're gonna have some trouble here. But see, nice clean fights. Switcheroos and whatnot. I had a lot of fun. Even if I lost like 3 positions there, I was still having a lot of
I had
fun.
a race once on Monza, heading down the straight to see a car rolling above me, then a message pops, sorry wheel disconnected.
Yeah, I did a race at Le Mans 2 weeks ago, and the guy in front got his wheel disconnected, and he was just like a ping pong ball in between both barriers, going from one barrier to the next, and there was no room for me to pass him.
Really had skid marks on my chair.
These 3 in the front will get into a major accident. Well, that one went off. I think it's here. I'm not sure if it's here. But at one point, they go bye-bye.
A Seagaming 6852 says, looks more like he flew off LOL.
Yeah, he flew off, but another lap down and they all get into a touchy-feely situation. Okay, I guess it's the next lap then. It's one of these laps. But never have I, you know, often been in a race this long with other racers. Oh, they were going at it. That Lambo was very aggressive. They were bumping back and forth.
A Seagaming 6852 says, wanna be Vertappen?
And here they go. Whoops. Let me back off here a little bit. Where's that Lambo? They get into it here. His wheel probably disconnected. I don't know what happened there, but they all went flying. Sometimes the replay doesn't do justice. Well, I was like, okay, I just passed 3 cars, I'll take it. But then the Lambo came back and we had a good fight till the end.
A Seagaming 6852 says, it's a win-win for you.
Sort of, but like I said, he came back and got me good. Actually, I think I even bumped into him here. Or was it the next round? See, I never have these kinds of races. I'm so slow that I never get to have any fun with anybody on the track like I did here. Well, there was that one time that I was actually on the podium and I hit the curb and lost it, but let's not talk about that. I think it's here that I actually bump into him. Yep, missed my braking just a little bit here.
Says, Sebring race, I saved that replay. Porsche and myself last 3 laps kept racing side by side, battling without contact.
Oh, there was definitely contact in this race. But nothing major, nothing... It was mainly just people scraping doors for the most part of it. But yeah, I tried to battle him, but he was still faster than I was till the end. But I very rarely have these kinds of races. I have a good setup for this car on this track. I may not be the fastest, but you know, I kind of was able to put the car where I wanted to on the track, and that was the end. See, from start to finish, it was like one fight after another fight after another fight after another fight. I had a lot of fun. Well, I guess it's time for me to go and cook supper. Then get back on this evening, host a couple of races, and we'll see from there where things go.
Seagaming 6852 says, great race.
Yeah, it's not a podium. I finished 5th, and I'm very happy with the results. It was just a fun race throughout. It's the kind of thing that you'd think that you would be able to have this kind of race.
A Seagaming 6852 says, let's talk later, it's 11:53 p.m. here.
Okie dokies. Well, thanks for stopping by, Ace Gaming, and take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see more of you around. Let's get to race. But yeah, I gotta go and cook my supper and stuff, so time to end the stream, folks.
A Seagaming 6852 says, you will.
So thank you, Justin. Thank you, Pookie. Thanks to all of my viewers. Thanks for keeping me companies. And we'll see. We'll see. So bye-bye for now, and I'll catch you guys laters.